going on, everybody? Joseph David here for Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your news, your local community. Good morning, sports family. Thank you for tuning in to Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your sports, your news, your local community. It is Friday, September 26th, 2025. It is TGIF indeed. Thank you for tuning in and joining us as we close out another work week and school week here in the books. And we get ready for this upcoming weekend as we speak. Thank you for wherever you may be across the world or country listening in and tuning into our podcast. Searching us by WWSUP by Joey, yours truly, for all your sports updates that's happening across the world and country as we speak. Again, we appreciate you for commenting, sharing it out, letting everybody know as we cover it. And we're always dedicated and committing. We're always dedicated and committing to delivering sports to you right when you need it. I mean, whichever YouTube platform you listen to, we appreciate you. So whether it's us, whether it's somebody else, we love you and we appreciate you and we see it. All right, let's go over and recap what transpired in sports this past week. Let's start off with some NBA news. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lakers extend head coach JJ Redick after one season. What it signals for LeBron culture in LA's next phase. The Los Angeles Lakers announced an early extension for head coach JJ Redick, a rare move after just 1 year on the job. Team president Rob Pelinka framed the decision as a vote of confidence in Redick's leadership and the identity he has helped to shape. On paper, extending a coach who arrived on a 4-year, $32 million contract in June of 2024 might look premature, especially after a first-round playoff exit to Minnesota, but context matters. Redick steered the Lakers to a 50-32 record, the West's number 3 seed, and helped reset the standards. The standards around practice intensity, spacing, and accountability. From a roster's perspective, continuity around Redick's intersects with the organization's biggest variable. LeBron James Pelinka reiterated that James, who opted into a $52.6 million salary for 2025-2026, is owed the latitude to manage his future as he sees fit, and that the franchise hopes he retires as a Laker. The extension telegraphs that whatever comes next with LeBron and Bronny's development will happen inside a clearly defined coaching framework rather than amid uncertainty. Technically, Redick's first season emphasized pace and space principles without abandoning the interior gravity of Anthony Davis. The team improved its half-court organization and role players that saw sharper shoot diets, quicker triggers in the corners, more middle pick and rolls to exploit Davis, shortened roll reads, and staggered minutes to preserve on-ball creation. The Lakers were not flawless late game execution that lagged at times, and Minnesota's physicality exposed spacing issues, but the foundation resembles a sustainable identity that modernizes around LeBron and, of course, Anthony Davis. All right, let's shift over to some NHL news. Stars captain Jamie Benn faces surgery for a collapsed lung. Dallas recalibrates its preseason and leadership plan. Dallas announced that Captain Jamie Benn, 36 years of age, will undergo surgery for a collapsed lung sustained in a preseason game against Minnesota. General Manager Jim Neal said Ben will be reevaluated in 4 weeks. The timeline places his status for opening night in jeopardy and forces coach Pete Duber to rework top 6 combinations and leadership rotations in camp. Ben's resume, which contributed 1,192 games, 956 points, 2014-2015 Art Ross Trophy, 2014 Olympic gold, underscores just how central he remains in Dallas, not only for scoring touch, but also for board battles and net front work. From a hockey ops vantage, the injury tests Dallas forward depth, the coaching staff that can lean into its trademark structure, tight end, neutral zone gaps, heavy forecheck layers, while spreading Ben's net front and wall battle responsibilities among veterans and emerging wingers. It could accelerate minutes for younger forwards auditioning for special team roles, while the power play rebalances net front presence and bumper actions. If Ben's absence extends, the Stars may need to stabilize the second unit with a right shot shooter and increase O-zone face-off set plays to maintain shot equality. Leadership dynamics matter too. Ben's presence has been a constant through the franchise's recent peaks and near misses. A temporary vacancy elevates alternate captains and dressing room voices to keep detailed sharp line changes, back pressure, and 5-man connectivity, especially during preseason when systems are still coalescing. Sorry, I'm mispronouncing these words. The club cap situation and Ben's 1-year bonus Linden deal up to $3 million also contextualizes decision making. Dallas will not rush a return. The 4-week reevaluation window buys time to ramp conditioning without compromising long-term availability. The bigger picture, the episode highlights how precarious preseason availability can be for contenders. Dallas identities blends veteran poise with a rising core, avoiding cascading lineup shuffles that will be essential to persevere early season points in a deep Central Division. Whether Ben misses a handful of games or more, the Stars' next man up approach and their ability to maintain special teams efficiency will shape their October. All right, let's shift over to some National Football League news. 49ers rocked by Nick Bosa's season-ending ACL tear, Week 3 fallout, and Week 4 fringe. Let's get right to it. The San Francisco 49ers absorbed a seismic blow when defensive end Nick Bosa was diagnosed with a torn ACL following the team's Week 3 win over Arizona. NFL Network's Ian Rappaport reported Monday that Bosa is expected to miss the remainder of the 2025 season, stripping San Francisco's of its premier edge threat and forcing an immediate collaboration of Steve Wilkes' front seven plan. Losing Bosa, a former Defensive Player of the Year with elite pass rush win rates, reconfigures how offenses will block the 49ers. Expect more intention on interior matchups and simulated pressure that looks to manufacture heat without a singular terror off the edge. Depth becomes destiny. Rotational linemen and scheme-driven pressure packages must now do the heavy lifting on passing downs. The personal picture grew more complicated later in the week. General Manager John Lynch said wide receiver Brandon Ayuk is working back from a major ACL injury, which is not even close to returning. Despite earlier hope for a mid-October timeline, the acknowledgement underscores how arbitration can stack in September, challenging even elite rosters to win with redundancy. Short-term, Kyle Shanahan's offense leans further into sequencing, leaning on the run game and play action, controlling tempo and keeping the defense out of long, grinding drives. Defensively, Wilkes can toggle between zone shells and timely five-man pressures, but down-to-down disruption will have to be collective. The NFC West calculus changes too. Rivals will test protection rules without constant help to Bosa's side, forcing the 49ers to prove that their pressure profile is system-proof. Zooming out, verified updates in late September tend to be medical and tactical, not blockbuster trades, but they carry outsized importance. They steer snap counts, game plans, and playoff odds. For San Francisco, this week was about absorbing bad news fast, then solving for it faster. Let's shift over to some Major League Baseball news. The Dodgers clinch National League West with 8-0 shutout. Freeman belts 2. Ohtani crushes number 54. Yamamoto deals. Well, that's actually Yamamoto deals. That is. An 8-0 rout of the Diamondbacks in Phoenix delivered the Los Angeles Dodgers their 12th National League West title in 13 seasons. They're locking home field advantage for the wild card series and supplying a statement win in the season's final week. Freddie Freeman authored the headline with 2 home runs, including a 411-foot solo shot, while Shohei Ohtani launched his 54th of the year, pushing his 2-season Dodgers total to 108 and reinforcing a historical power pace. Yoshinobu Yamamoto turned in 6 scoreless innings with 7 strikeouts, capping his regular season with a pristine ERA in the mid-2s and crossing 200 strikeouts. The performance crystallized what the Dodgers hoped for when they assembled this rotation. A frontline arm capable of missing bats, controlling traffic, and setting the tone for a bullpen that increasingly profiles a matchup driven in October. Beyond the box score, milestones carry narrative weight. Ohtani's blast added a 2-year tally that trails only the fastest starts by sluggers like Babe Ruth and Alex Rodriguez, with a new club, a framing that underscores how seamlessly he has translated MVP level production to Chavez Ravine. Freeman's multi-homer game was a reminder that even deep into his 30s, his bat path and zone control remain among baseball's most bankable traits. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for this week. I'll see you all next week on our recorded podcast. Take care of each other, YouTube family. sports family that is. Look out for each other. And we will see we'll see each other next week's Friday's recorded podcast, that is. This is from Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your sports, your news, your local community. Have yourself a great weekend. Stay blessed, stay safe, and enjoy. We will see each other next Friday. This is Joey Hadid, your host for Worldwide Sport Updates.